All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for keeping you waiting. It is time for more Hunter x Hunter. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another reading, another volume of Hunter x Hunter. Last we left out on, we had the continued fight, and basically the conclusion of the fight between Chairman Netero versus Meruem. And we see just how capable the chairman is. Even after losing an arm and a leg, he still managed to put fear into the King of Ants. And basically went up in a rose-shaped cloud of nuclear smoke because he essentially exploded in an attempt to take the king with him. However, the king managed to survive, albeit very, very fragilely, very, very narrowly survived. And we have Poof and Pitou giving their essence in order to try and revive the king. And then we cut to basically everyone else. Palm, Palm, Knuckle, Killua, Melioron, everyone meeting up with each other, while Gon, after Pitou is done healing Komugi, prepares to go to Peijin in order to heal Kite. So now we have Gon and Pitou making their way to hopefully fix Kite. But, yeah, I don't think it's gonna go all that well. So, another important thing to make note of for this session is that after this entire session is done, we will have exactly 10 more sessions of Hunter x Hunter before I fully catch up. Because with the way these chapters are pretty much categorized, it's essentially 10 chapters per volume. The last final amount of chapters is exactly 10, which means that, 10 more sessions of Hunter x Hunter, and then I catch up to the entire series. The last session won't be cut off. It won't be like, oh, there's only a certain number. Oh, there's a new chapter here and there, whatever. April 30th. If my calculations are correct, April 30th will be my final Hunter x Hunter read-through. And then I can say I have read through pretty much where the series has essentially stopped. So, thank you everybody for tuning in to all of these sessions. Like I said, we have 10 more to go after this one, and I really do hope you guys enjoy. So let's get started with chapter 301. Hey, Blue Blur, it's good to see you. I hope your day has been good. We have Hunter x Hunter now, then maybe a little bit of lunch later, and then we continue with more Code Vein, because I have time for that. Chapter 301, Memory. And we are in the epicenter of where Netero's bomb went off. And the air starts swooshing around, and it shows the king fully healed and fully regenerated. But it also shows Yuppie and Poof in very miniaturized and chibi-looking forms.
He's stronger than before. Our flesh healed him. Now we're part of him. What an honor! What supreme bliss! It's as if we share his heartbeat. His very consciousness. But because of that, we can tell. The king is confused.
And then they both pipe up.
Sire! Sire! Lord Meruem, how do you feel? Perhaps we should return to the palace. If you wish to feed at greater length, I am honored to provide. The rest of me will catch up in a few minutes.
Feed. Yes. So that was real. And both Yuppie and Poof look kind of perplexed. Someone called my name in the blinding light. Meruem. I cannot tell if it was real or a dream. I cannot remember why I am here. And both Yuppie and Poof realize that he can't remember anything. He can't remember the fight he just went through with Chairman Netero.
His memory!
I feel fine. Full of energy, in fact. Only my mind is in a fog. And then something comes to Meadowim's remembrance. You two. Why do you look like that?
We sent segments of ourselves to recon, to find and eliminate the enemy stragglers.
And then Meadowim points his tail towards Poof. This is the last time I will say this. Even if you do it out of love, lying to me is such a breach of trust. I ate you, didn't I?
We offered ourselves!
It might have been too forward of us, but it's what we wanted.
What happened here? Explain yourselves.
To do that, I need to confirm a few things. You seem to know that we used to look different. Do you remember the day we first served you?
And Meadowim is looking. I do not know. I recognized you as Poof and Youppi the moment I saw you. I remember you, but I have no memory of any events.
Lord Meadowim, this is probably a temporary memory loss due to the shock of the explosion.
An explosion?
Yes! You chose to duel here with one of your enemies.
With one of our enemies, sorry.
You chose to duel here with one of our enemies. But the despicable humans cheated and deployed a powerful bomb. They betrayed your good faith.
A duel. Yes, a one-on-one battle. Mind you, he's picturing this, but the image of Gungi is very foggy in his mind, so that section of his brain still hasn't come back yet.
With your vitality, no human weapon could ever deliver a mortal wound. But our hearts broke at the sight of you. We knew we would be reprimanded, but we had to offer what little help we could. After all, our lives and bodies belong entirely to you. We merely gave you what was already yours.
Then Youppi.
Let's get back to the palace. I'm sure we can restore your memory there.
And as they're flying, no. When this is said, we have Youppi, like we have Poof, like full Poof. Full Poof flying, going,
This is a golden opportunity. Return first and kill Komugi.
Because you know that he does not like Komugi at all, because interactions with Komugi has caused the king to, think more humanly. And Poof doesn't want that.
The king doesn't remember her. If I eliminate her now, he'll never have a chance to remember again. Is my first priority to persuade Pitou? Remove the pesky humans? No. Above all else, I must terminate Komugi. Once she's dead, everything else will fall into place. It will take 20 minutes for the king to run back. Plenty of time to kill her.
And as Poof is looking at the king literally grows wings out of his back.
Oh!
It feels as natural as if I was born with them. I can fly right away. And the king takes off. He takes off and practices with his wings. With Poof going, ah! Which way to the palace?
North! With wings, it should take you 15 minutes!
And then Meadowim is looking, and he goes, there. The answer I seek is at the palace. And both Youppi and Poof are looking, with Poof being the more nervous of the two, simply because he knows that if Meadowim makes it back to the palace and sees Komugi, those memories and feelings he has will return, and Poof doesn't want that, because the king just takes off. With Youppi and Poof holding onto his tail.
He's so fast. If I waste a second, he'll catch up to me. 15 minutes? At this rate, he'll get there in 5. I'll have a couple of minutes at most. Hurry, my segments. It's a gamble. Once he sees the millions of people lined up in front of the palace, I'm sure he'll remember ruling all life is the one and only goal.
As long as he doesn't catch sight of that troublesome girl.
And then back to Poof again.
As a royal guard, I must fulfill the queen's wishes. I will eliminate that lowly human girl.
And then Poof lands in the building where Komugi is supposed to be.
She's gone. Where did she go?
And then we have Knuckle being hidden by Meliaron with a Hucklewear Chapter 7. And then we have Palm, who's off to the side.
I saw you with my eye before I turned into a cocoon. I can see you no matter where you go.
And Yuppie in Poof is confused.
What just hit me? It happened without warning.
Poof. What is it?
And then the APR appears right next to Yuppie. I mean, not right next. I get Yuppie and Poof mixed up so much. I'm sorry. But the APR appears right next to Poof.
I don't know. It seems my segment was attacked by some stragglers.
We should hurry.
And the king starts to go even faster. And that's when Killua, Ikago, Meliaron, Knuckle, and Palm realize
the king is alive!
And that is the end of chapter 301. Onwards to chapter 302. Chapter 302, Target. Then we have Palm.
Poof's car is with the king. They're heading back at incredible speed.
The chairman must have lost. What could we possibly do?
And then Komugi, doesn't know what's going on.
What's going on? Where's the leader?
Chapter 302, Target. And it shows Gon running because, he's supposed to be taking Pitou in order to heal Kite. But then we have APR keeping up with the king.
Still there. The sight of it offends me.
It's an enemy ability. It probably won't go away until we hurt the guy himself.
Oh? Cute. I shall test this hypothesis.
And then it shows Meruem. I keep saying king, but it shows Meruem's arm extending out, and just like when Yuppie would blow himself up, his arm engorges and he blasts in one direction towards where the APR is.
Oh, that's my...
Yeah, and just sends a gigantic concussive blast out of his hand, which goes in the direction of APR. And then we see APR get engulfed in the blast. And then we see a giant plateau in the background get completely obliterated from this. But APR is completely unmoved by this and just flies with a big old smile on its face.
I see.
My ability was never for me. It was all to offer to the king.
Yuppie. This does not make sense.
And then both Yuppie and Poof get quiet.
If you knew about this ability, either you saw it or it was used against you. Which is it?
I received the attack.
It is not on you now. So why is the enemy alive? How did you deactivate the enemy ability? Answer me.
And both Yuppie and Poof get quiet.
I agreed to the condition that I would let his friend live if he deactivated it. You could have killed them both after he deactivated it. Why didn't you?
Sorry, I was breathing at the same time.
You could have killed them both after he deactivated it. Why didn't you?
I honestly don't know. I suppose going back on my promise, even to an enemy,
Felt like defeat, in a way.
That's ridiculous. You deliberately passed on an opportunity to remove threats to the king just because of some ambiguous feeling?
I have no words. I'll accept any punishment.
Then the king raises his tail, but then sets it underneath Yuppie.
I merely ordered you to answer me without deceit. There's no reason to blame you for answering truthfully.
Poof!
Poof.
Sir!
Yuppie.
Sir!
We have become complex. We are connected in mind and body. There can be no more secrets between us.
And then both Yuppie and Poof just start tearing up.
Sire!
Sire,
Is this your final warning? Do you sense my guilt as I plot behind your back?
And then it cuts from mini Yuppie, mini Poof, to bigger Poof going,
But I'll do it. Even so, even if it is deemed a capital offense, this is for the king!
and it shows, bigger Poof splitting into more segments to look for Komugi.
look!
To rule over all life. It's in the king's best interest.
Hurry, go, go!
We don't need her.
And it shows many of these segments confronting Knuckle.
Hey, you can't hurt me if you split up, you know.
And then all these segments of Poof just rush past him.
Stop! Don't ignore me! You can't get rid of APR without fighting me!
Yuppie, the enemy appeared out of nowhere. Can the guy who did this teleport?
Different guy, the chameleon. He can make himself and those around him invisible. I don't know his name, but he was one of us, so he's a traitor.
You let a traitor escape as well? Of all the...
I know I'm guilty. Sire, once we defeat them,
Never mind. This is merely something we ants must overcome to evolve further. We must advance, accepting these truths, these emotional fluctuations, and odd changes of heart. Humans are a stepping stone for us to transcend to the next level, the perfect sacrifice. The remnants of human ego within us are but variables, as long as we consider them a transitional phase to our ultimate form.
Then we get narration. And I got water here too. The king's opinions were 180 degrees different from what they were before the explosion. Was this an effect of the blast? No. They were both part of the king. Then back to Knuckle.
if he's invisible, I'll find him by touch.
Oh, no. This is Yuppie going,
If he's invisible, I'll find him by touch. Disperse down to mosquito size, the smallest size at which I can still see. Expand the search area.
He's not after me at all. Who'd he suddenly come back for?
Melioron the traitor?
Melioron the traitor? Then we're in trouble. I can't think of any way to defeat the king without Melioron's ability.
and Knuckle takes off. Then we cut to Palm.
I can't see Poof's segments when they're small.
I'll protect Melioron with my life.
Then Palm again.
Except for his core, I can only see his segments at full size.
And mind you, Killua is carrying Melioron, who is, holding on to Komugi.
That Greasel was clearly bait. They know that we know. They know that we know that the chameleon is a traitor, so they'll think I came back to dispose of him.
But yeah, Killua is getting all the important people out.
Let's say the chameleon is making the others around him invisible, including Komugi, as they run and hide. If cornered, they'll dump Komugi to protect the chameleon. Surely they'll assume I turn back for him.
I for a second there, I thought I read that wrong.
Surely they'll assume I turn back for him. They'd never imagine I'd kill the very girl Pitou was trying to heal. Even better, they may think I've come to take her back. I could even convince them to offer her as an exchange.
Then we get Palm entering in the key codes to get into like the underground tunnels, and some of the segments of Poof sees this. And Palm looks back and she goes into the tunnel.
The underground warehouse, forcing me to choose, knowing full well that I know about the invisibility. Did the chameleon go in there or somewhere else? They want to further disperse my segments. No! Look!
And all the other segments see Killua and Komugi.
Komugi? It's a choice between the traitor and the girl. They're trying to see who my target is. Go for both and mess with them? Trick them by going after the chameleon? I could slip out before the shutters close.
No, I have time. Go after the girl.
And all these segments combine to create one core Poof. See, this is what I mean. These names, Okay. But all of these segments combine into one Poof.
No, I have time. Go after the girl.
Then Killua.
So, she's the one he's after.
And that is the end of chapter 302. Onwards to chapter 305. I gotta get rid of this window. I'll look at monitors later. Did I say 305? Did I say 305? I'm pretty sure I said 305. That was the end of chapter 302. Now onwards to chapter 303. Yep, I said 305. I listened to him to playback. I said 305. My bad. I meant to say 303. Chapter 303, Pain.
Kill the girl. Wipe her off the face of the earth. Even my segments can do it. Just a few moments.
And it shows Poof flying straight towards Killua. Then there's an impact of some kind. No, it's not an impact. It's a movement speed, as Killua has moved faster than Yuppie could even touch him.
This kid.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, it does. My bad, everybody. But we're still right on track, because these numbers are always correct.
This kid. He's incredibly fast.
Oh, and Killua is using his speed again. I think he's called Godspeed.
He's incredibly fast.
Warner? I'm up for tag.
Oh, he's using Whirlwind.
I can play all night.
It'd be hard to catch him even at full strength. The king will be here soon. Now what? What do I do? What?
In this crisis, he came up with an evil plan.
There is a way. The perfect magic trick.
And he splits himself into multiple segments again. And they all start flying towards Killua.
There's no way he can hurt the girl at that size. He must be trying to attack me. Well, it's not very effective. He'll have even less speed and power. I don't even need to use Godspeed. Resistance is futile! Your plot has been foiled! Why commit further crimes? You do not have to fear punishment. The king will forgive you. He is full of goodwill. Like anyone would fall for that. I'd end up brainwashed and tied to a tree.
And Komugi's all like,
King?
because all she knows of Meadow-M is that he's just known as Dear Leader, and that's it. But Poof is just kind of smiling because he's essentially trying to chase Killua out, away from the palace.
That's right. Run away, far from the king's eyes. I don't know why, but this girl is important to the king. I've got to hold on to her, both for Gon and the mission. That voice, he was in the throne room.
Oh wait, this is Komugi.
That voice, he was in the throne room. His king must be Dear Leader. Then, who is carrying me? Your twisted justice is no benefit to the people. First, I'll put the girl under my spell. My magic words will raise her suspicions. The king desires a dialogue for reconciliation. Release the hostage at once! What's he trying to do? Let go. Huh? Let me go! You feel weird! Like static!
And Komugi is just hitting Killua on the head over and over.
What are you talking about? We're here to rescue you. You lie! You mean you trust those bugs more than me? Bugs? What are you talking about? She doesn't know. She's blind. I don't think I can explain this.
And while he's running, something narrowly misses him. Something barely misses him. And it's Poof who's reconstituted himself into like a fuller body.
So close. The poison has taken effect. Let's see how fast you can run with a struggling girl on your back.
What's going on? He came in for the girl, not me. And he came to kill.
Whether she manages to escape or just slows him down, it's all good for me. Komugi, you're valuable to them as a hostage, so they won't kill you. Try to struggle more, we'll rescue you!
And then it just shows Killua putting Komugi down.
She can't hear you. She's out cold. I don't know what your deal is, but I do know that you tick me off.
And then Killua is standing over Komugi. And then he has his aura around her as well. So, and he has this simple domain around him while he stands over Komugi.
If you come inside this circle, I'll kill you.
And then Poof proceeds to ignore this warning. I'll take dumb decisions for 200, Alex. He just ignores the warning and flies towards Killua and tries to grab. But then all of a sudden, half of Poof's face is missing. Just in an instant. Not only that, but not only is half his face missing, but also his left arm is missing too.
Ugh. These little guys, they're your cells, right? Burn them, and they die.
Electric shock!
Bring it on. I'll torch you piece by piece. Gah.
And then we get back to the Poof segment that's attached to Meadow-M.
Are you having trouble? I can sense your irritation. I could lend a hand.
Please, don't concern yourself, sire. Getting your memory back is the first priority.
Now that I've returned, the rebels pose no threat.
Oh wait. Is that Poof? No.
Now that I've returned, the rebels pose no threat. Behold, Lord Meadow-M! A sea of people as far as the eye can see. Do you remember now? They're all here for you. They all belong to you. You will rule over these ignorant masses and stand at the top of the food chain.
Showing all of the people for the selection just in front of the palace.
They are my...
The entire world will shine beneath your glorious light. This is your divine destiny.
As Meadow-M and Poof are flying over these people who are basically just essentially vegetables right now because of Poof's scales from earlier, drooling at the mouth like that this is how everyone looks. Everyone looks this way.
Something is not right. No.
Huh?
Not this. There was something else.
What are you saying? There's no greater goal than ruling over all life.
Perhaps I am confused from the explosion. The pain has not passed.
And then Meadow-M looks at the state of the palace from all the fights that we've seen happen.
Why is the palace in this state?
That happened after you left. It was damaged in the struggle with the enemy.
Where did I usually stay?
There's no trace of it left.
And then Meadowim is quiet. I want to see the remaining structures.
Yes, sir. We may find some clues to help you with your memory.
And then a thought comes to Poof's mind. If it's not the issue of seeing Komugi that could draw his memories, it's the issue of the Gungi board and the Gungi pieces that could jog his memory as well.
Uh-oh, not this.
And then Poof, who was already fighting Killua and dealing with Killua, splits into segments again and just take off.
He gave up? The Gungi board in pieces! They could trigger his memory! I have to get rid of them! Every last piece!
And then it seems he's questioning the nature of his existence. Right. He has no memory of how he ended up where an explosion happened, nor anything that precedes before the selection. He's just wondering. But we cut away. We cut away from Killua and Poof to get back to Gon and Pitou. And we're at this massive mansion in the woods.
Here we are. Let's go.
And Pitou is quiet. And that's the end of chapter 303. Onwards to chapter 304 is the moment I've been waiting for ever since I started reading this series months ago. Is it about to happen? Chapter 304, Magic. And Meadowim lands. And everyone can sense him. Knuckle, Ikalgo, Palm, Melioron. Well, not really sense him, it's Palm relaying this to everyone.
He's back. The king.
And then we have Poof. Mind you, APR is still attached.
I'm counting on you, my segments. Hurry! Hurry!
Then we got Melioron.
Aren't we too close?
Then Knuckle.
We're fine. APR won't start counting at this distance. The problem is when the king and Poof split off. Should I disable Poof's APR and go after the king?
Then we have Poof speaking to Meadowim.
These are human grapes. Those with combat aptitude are waiting to ripen.
Then Ikalgo.
No good. Too mangled for living dead dolls.
Then Palm going,
Killua.
trying to communicate with Killua, who's still carrying Komugi. Then we have a segment that's remaining close by, keeping an eye on Killua.
Hurry! Where's Welfing?
And it cuts to Poof bringing every single piece of the Gungi board and its pieces out of the vicinity of where the king is supposed to be going.
Hide them! Quick! Quick!
Then Palm meets up with Killua.
The king is at the gate. Let's walk along the wall and get lost in the crowd.
Okay. We're Gon and Pitou.
They just arrived at the hideout in Beijing.
So it's not Beijing, but it's Beijing. I forgot the G. My bad. Forgive me.
They just arrived at the hideout in Beijing. They're walking down the hall.
How does that crystal work? You can see me and Poof too, right?
Yes, from above. When I look at someone with just my right eye, my wink blue registers them on the crystal. After that, I can monitor them at any time by looking with just my left eye.
I love reading this. You know, I get so lost into reading stories that I sometimes forget that I'm reading this live, and I just get captivated by the story. Please forgive me if I'm just getting into the story.
When I look at someone with just my right eye, my wink blue registers them on the crystal. After that, I can monitor them at any time by looking with just my left eye. Right now, the crystal is showing Gon and Pitou, you and me, and Poof, the king, and Yuppie. It's like watching a split-screen TV. But the ones I actually looked at were Poof, Gon, and you. The others I can only see when they're next to those three. I can register up to 3 people. If I look at someone else with my right eye, it displaces the oldest. Right now, that's Poof.
Well, we don't need to keep watching Poof. You can only see his core, so his segments can fly around unchecked. There's no advantage to that. I'm not so sure. If I can only see the core, that means we can't be tricked by his segments. Catch him when he's no bigger than a fly, and we could squash him. We can only defeat Poof by finding his core. There's no greater advantage than that.
And then Poof is listening to this entire conversation going,
They figured it out. I'll have to turn it to my advantage. Check on Pitou and Gon now. You'll see something very interesting.
and then Killua stops and goes,
Palm. What? Thanks.
and then there's a heartfelt moment where she looks at him and then he just turns away, like slightly embarrassed.
For what?
Stuff.
Like what?
Stuff! Shut up.
What's your problem? Are you trying to upset me?
Don't worry, I won't say it again. After all, we're friends.
Huh?
I don't need to thank my pals every time.
And then she's silent.
So how's Gon?
Huh? Oh, right.
And she's looking.
Huh?
What's the matter?
Oh no. How could that be?
And Killua's mortified as Gon and Pitou are walking through this hideout.
Down the hall, on the right.
And Gon is staying behind Pitou. Inside the old castle, full of echoes, Pitou's super-sensitive hearing picked up a voice from the cell phone in his pocket.
Pitou, this is Welfen. I'll get right to the point. Bluster and I got the girl back. We're holed up underground since the rogues are still in the area. I'll put her on the phone now.
Hello? Sir Pitou? This is Komugi. I'm safe now.
And while they're walking, Gon continues to speak.
Go on. On the right.
And then Pitou is still having this call. And he goes,
Got it.
I'll talk to you later.
and it shows Welfin. It shows Welfin on the phone, and he's huffing and puffing, and he goes,
Will that do?
Yes.
Please, call me a doctor. Sir Poof?
If I can divide at the cellular level, I can also reconfigure my cells.
because a segment of Poof basically gained the head and vocal cords of Komugi to fool Pitou.
Facial structures, even vocal cords.
Sir Poof, you are Poof, right?
Now even Pitou is under my spell.
And then, the next thing we get is Pitou and Gon walking into the room where Kite is.
My magic trick will release him from the curse of that girl.
But we're in this room with Kite now. And Gon goes,
Now, heal Kite, like you promised. Then, we'll let the girl go.
and then Pitou speaks up.
Your name.
Hmm?
What did you say your name was?
Gon. Gon Freaks.
Gon. You respected my wishes and waited for me. So I feel I should at least be honest with you. This man is already dead.
It's just a big old spread. It's a double spread panel where it's just Gon, Pitou, and Kite knelt on the ground. And Gon doesn't say anything.
He died when I fought him. Yes.
Because remember, this Kite is not the Kite we know because Kite is already dead. Because the last time, when we ended the chapter, when Kite was fighting Pitou, it literally ended with his head in Pitou's lap. So Kite has been long dead. So me saying like, oh, he's hoping to heal Kite, Kite's been dead this whole time. He's not coming back.
He died when I fought him. Yes. Now I remember him.
As Kite's body just falls forward, because apparently that's all it could do. It could only fall forward. It was slumped on the ground, but then it just falls forward. And Gon doesn't know anything to say and starts tearing up.
I can't bring back the dead. My ability can preserve bodies from rot and manipulate them. But that's all. His soul isn't here anymore. I can't bring him back. I'm sorry.
And then Gon falls to his knees.
I did this.
And then Kite.
Don't you know better than to wander around a Snake Beach forest this time of year?
Geen is my teacher.
I killed him.
I'll entrust it to you.
I did this.
And it shows Kite's body laying on the ground. And that's the end of chapter 304. Onwards to chapter 305. Oh, this is so bad. This is so... I knew... I was looking forward to this moment happening. But it doesn't make it any easier. Chapter 305, sorry.
All good hunters get along well with animals.
I did this. I killed Kite. He wouldn't have died if I had been there. Kite is gone. Pitou killed him. Not me. I had to follow him. No! I should have known better. I didn't do it. It was me. I knew it. No! Somebody help me. Kite! 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 Someone help Kite! It's my fault. Pitou can't fix him. No! Someone please help Kite. No, he's beyond help. Kite is dead. Kite is dead. Kite is dead. Kite is dead. No! It's my fault. I killed him. No, 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 no!
And it just shows Gon crying over. Just knelt down silent and crying. And Pitou, taking this opportunity, calls out his stand. Calls out his nen ability.
Dr. Blythe.
What? Oh. Is Pitou going to fix him? Of course. It was a lie. He's alive. Pitou's going to heal him after all.
But Gon is confused as he just sees Pitou fixing his own arm and ignoring Kite.
Huh? Why are you fixing your own arm? Why won't you heal Kite? Please, you can do that later.
And then we cut back to Palm.
Why? How did this happen?
Palm, what's going on?
I don't know. I can only see, not hear. There's something wrong. Pitou isn't healing Kite. Gon is slumped on the floor nearby.
What? It can't be. As long as we have her, Pitou has to do what we say. Ha ha! The tables have turned. Pitou thinks we've recovered Komugi. Soon Gon will be killed. I'm the only one who can stop Pitou.
And Poof stupidly reveals himself. Wow, this moment is very heartbreaking. It is. This whole time, Gon's been fighting in the NGL. Was for the prospect of saving Kite, getting to Pitou, and bringing him back to Peijing was the whole purpose of Gon even doing this. And now everything he's done, everything he's fought for, only to find out that Kite has been dead this whole time.
I'm the only one who can stop Pitou.
And Killua is giving him a death stare.
Hand her over, and I'll give the word.
And Killua tosses up Komugi and blitzes the segment and destroys it.
Huh.
And Killua stares and goes,
Run.
and of course, he uses profanity here, so I can't really repeat it. You son of a, but I can't say the rest.
Run.
And Palm catches Komugi as she goes,
Leave her to me. I swear on my eyes, I'll never let them have her.
Okay. I'm counting on you. Speed of lightning!
and Killua takes off, like, at the speed of lightning.
Gon, hang on! Until I get there!
And he just sails over everyone, running at breakneck speed. Then we cut back to Gon, crying, just watching Pitou fix his arm. Well, fix his own arm.
Gon. I'm sorry. But I have to kill you. For the king.
Kill me? You won't heal Kite? You won't even try? After all that? Liar.
And then Pitou watches as Gon stands up. And then ooh, this is it! As Gon stands up and the wind starts to whip behind Pitou. It starts to come in through the entire hideout.
What? What is this?
And then Gon just goes,
Enough. Let it end. I don't care what happens to me now. I need all the power I'll ever have.
and Gon starts to change. His hair starts to extend upwards. His body starts to grow taller. His muscles start to extend. His hand grows even bigger. Oh, you know the theme. If you watch the anime, you know the theme that plays when this happens. Pitou can only watch.
I don't care what happens to me now. I need all the power I'll ever have.
And then Pitou gets ready. Pitou gets ready with,
Terpsichora! I knew it! I was right about him! I must kill him!
and it shows that there's an insurmountable amount of power emanating from Gon as we just see his glowing eyes going, Pitou! And that is the end of chapter 305. That was the end of chapter 305. Onwards to chapter 306. We're almost done with the series of chapters. Chapter 306, Relief. And it's back in the hideout. And Pitou is readying
Terpsichora! Dance beyond my limit! As I feared, his fangs might even sink into the king.
and Pitou's claws, they get like muscly and veiny over his hand, and his muscles tense up as well, and veins appear in there as well.
I must stop him here and now!
That transformation is very much the true culmination of Gon's despair, pretty much. But Pitou goes,
I must stop him here and now!
and he launches at Gon. But Gon is just standing there, and when Pitou goes to swipe at Gon, Gon is no longer there. Just gone. As if he just disappeared. All that's left is just Pitou there and the body of Kite. And then he's looking at the open door that pretty much the only open door in this room, and it's just open.
Is he headed for the king?
And then Pitou starts dashing to where Gon is, and we get the figure of Gon, but he's standing there, and Pitou's looking. Pitou's only looking at him as we finally get Gon speaking, going,
Come on. I don't want to destroy the hideout. This way.
And we have Gon, who apparently has imbued himself in his despair, has imbued himself with so much power that he has essentially grown into an adult, transformed into an adult, to the point where he's essentially outgrown his clothes. And his hair is just perpetually showing, just perpetually flowing into the air itself. He is literally just flowing with Nen, and I haven't seen Nen this dense since Chairman Netero.
This way. Follow me.
And Gon is standing there as he starts to walk. He's just walking.
I don't know how, but he forced himself to grow up to an age where he can defeat me.
And then, when Pitou thinks this is a good opportunity to try and attack Gon, he launches at Gon. Gon, without even batting an eye, just glances to the side, and when Pitou tries to go in for the swipe, Gon literally disappears from sight again, and then is right next to Pitou, launching a kick so forceful, Pitou's body literally bends in a way that bodies should not bend, and Pitou is launched high into the air. Just from this one kick. Just high into the air. Wow, Gon has some very, very, very toned legs from this one kick. The calves are just pure toned muscle. But launched Pitou high into the air. And while he's airborne, Gon goes,
Show me rock.
And all of this Nen condenses even further around Gon. And then there's this big burst of Nen from the hand he's gonna punch with, and then it just condenses even smaller. And then it's just nothing but light. You don't even see the sphere from the amount of Nen. Just this condensation of light around his hand, and he's just holding it there, and it's so condensed that it's literally giving off sound. It's like just like this buzzing sound. And then Pitou, been severely hurt from this one kick, flying and sailing through the air, body mangled, blood shooting out from his mouth, and falling closer and closer to Gon. Each panel gets closer and closer to Gon.
John Ken
Boom! And then he hits Pitou with one hit in a double spread panel of Gon just delivering the hardest punch out of the entire series directly into Pitou's face. Gon's body is also twisting at such an angle, it's like this dude literally cooked up this punch all the way back from Whale Island. He drove it all the way back and just hits Pitou directly in his face. And in the recoil from it, he spins around, hair still flowing. I find it funny how in the anime his hair was flowing so much that you couldn't even see the top of his hair. It was just perpetually flowing past the screen. Even when it had zoomed out shots of Gon, it just kept flowing up. And he sends Pitou flying. Then we get narration. At the edge of his fading consciousness, Pitou was relieved.
He must have done it by compressing his life. He was born with a gift and was willing to throw that gift away. He sacrificed all his Nen to do it.
And mind you, Pitou was hit so hard, he is bouncing through the forest, covering miles of land, and then proceeds to land into a tree.
He sacrificed all his Nen to do it. He'll never be able to use Nen again.
And mind you, Gon has already caught up to where Pitou is. It's not like it's a passage of time. Time passed after he was sent flying. Gon is literally within 100 feet of him already, despite the fact that he's sent Pitou flying way farther than that. But it shows Pitou laying in the crater of this tree, face looking unrecognizable.
If anyone had to bear the brunt of his rage, I'm glad I was the one to do it.
And that is the end of chapter 306. Onwards to chapter 307. Okay, I wanted to make sure that my audio was still good. Chapter 307, Loss. And we have Killua, who's running at high speed, so high that he's literally kicking up the area around him from the sheer speed he's running. Not at the level of Flash when he was beating Brainiac Luthor in Justice League Unlimited, but very fast. Using his speed of lightning, Killua caught up to Gon. Yo, Finding, it's good to see you. The sheer impact that final blow had, just wow, seriously. That is the hardest punch we have seen out of the entire series. Mind you, we've seen some good punches, but that was the hardest punch out of the whole series. Just this Janken Pon, and in the anime, you see the punch grinding into Pitou's face. You felt the impact of it. Just the sheer impact of it. Using his speed of lightning, Killua caught up to Gon. And Killua not only caught up to Gon, but he sees the light flashing in the forest miles into the distance. And he sees a light. He sees a light and essentially an explosion. He heard a cacophony like a saw being drawn across steel strings. And he saw a totally unfamiliar silhouette.
Who is that? Gon?
And it shows Gon, just still imbued with Nen, bringing his fist back.
John? Ken?
A fist bloodstained from multiple blows. That fist smashed Pitou's head into a pulp, even though he was already lying limp as a rag. So this whole time, Gon has been repeatedly punching Pitou's body over and over and over and over and over again until there's literally nothing left of his head, and he still kept punching. And Killua can only look as Gon stands up, fist drenched in Pitou's blood.
Kite. I made sure to finish him, like you taught me. So.
And then Killua was all like,
Gon? Is that you?
and then Gon turns towards Killua, with tears in his eyes, still looking like an adult.
Killua.
Killua immediately thought of Biscuit. Only
her appearance changed, not her internal aura, and she resumed her true form. This is the opposite.
But he knew this was different.
How long? Decades? This is what he should look like after years of training? What price did he have to pay to get this much aura?
And while Gon is standing there, Terpsichora of Pitou stands up and manipulates Pitou's body. Killua sees this. Killua sees this as Pitou's body brings his hands together and launches towards Gon. And then Killua launches at Gon, trying to reach him. And in the process, he pushes away Gon to avoid a fatal wound. But Gon's arm gets taken off in the process. Pitou's Terpsichora, with aura amplified by death, became an undead puppet for the king. And Gon is there, just still crying, but now missing his right arm. Its sole purpose, to kill Gon. It crouched to spring again. Though there wasn't enough time to blink, Killua swore he heard it. And Gon is just standing there with a determined look, no longer crying, going,
I'm fine. It doesn't hurt. I'm not bluffing. It makes me a little happy. Finally.
And then Gon stands there and he goes,
I can be just like Kite in the end.
Gon!
I feel a little better now.
and it cuts to Gon jumping from where he was, spinning in place, and swatting away Pitou's body, and in that same instance, grabbing his dismembered arm, getting serious, and then yelling out loud. Of course, I can't yell out loud because apparently I'm being too loud. He yells out loud and takes his arm and stabs it directly into Pitou's chest. Just takes his arm and just stabs it into Pitou's chest.
Show me.
And mind you, he's doing this without his right arm.
You can have my right arm. Now.
Rock! And then he starts charging up Nen where his right arm is supposed to be.
Finally, you can sleep.
And then Killua screams,
No! Gon! No! Don't use any more power! How much will you have to pay?
and Gon charges up so much Nen that, mind you, I said beforehand, when he was fighting Pitou before, that the amount of Nen that he was charging up was way bigger, like gargantuan. But this one is so big, it easily eclipses Gon in size. And he just looks back at Killua and smiles as the explosion of rock goes off, engulfing Gon in the process and basically nuking the entire forest that they're in. And that's the end of chapter 307. Oh my goodness. Oh, my memories of this anime episode are coming back. They're coming back, but my goodness. It's still just as impactful as it was all those years ago. Wow. It's been ages. But that was the end of chapter 307. Onwards to chapter 308. Chapter 308, Flash. And we cut away from the nuclear end of Pitou versus Gon right back to the king as he makes his way back into the palace. And Yuppie and Poof are just around him. And APR is still attached to Poof.
West Tower, second floor. If we can just get through this.
The king will have forgotten forever. I can't give him a chance to see her.
And Meadow M is just looking around.
Something is missing, but I do not know what. I do not know.
And both Poof and Yuppie are looking at each other. And Yuppie thinks,
I know. I won't tell him. I don't want her around the king either. I just want us to stay like this.
And the king and Meadow M is just walking around.
It seems This feeling that something is missing may simply be a symptom of amnesia.
And both Yuppie and Poof look like they're breathing a sigh of relief.
Of course, seeing the palace is bringing all your memories back.
Soon you'll recover fully and feel fine.
The selection takes place at noon.
Yes, but we can speed up the schedule. The remaining citizens will fill the plains in front of the palace by 9 a.m. Oh,
What is it?
I haven't yet hypnotized the ones arriving now. We don't want them to panic. I'll summon the rest of me and go disperse my scales.
What about you, Yuppie?
Oh wait, this is still Poof going.
What about you, Yuppie?
Well, I'll look for Pitou. I can't protect Lord Meruem the way I am now.
And then a memory comes to mind for Pitou.
Pitou.
Do you remember Pitou?
Oh yeah, we hadn't mentioned him.
Do you know who he is?
Yes. One of the royal guards. I can picture him clearly. So much that I am surprised I did not remember until now.
So names jog his memory too. Can I get Pitou on board without saying Komugi?
And Poof looks at Yuppie, and Yuppie thinks,
I know. I won't mention her.
and then his heart starts Meruem's heart starts beating as he thinks, as a memory pops up.
Pitou, I entrust to your care. That's right. I ordered Pitou to do something. Yuppie,
Yes, sir.
bring Pitou to me at once.
Yes, sir.
What will you do, Lord Meruem? There are still enemies around.
While I look for Pitou as well, I can hunt down the stragglers.
Oh no. Oh no.
But, sire, that's...
To get information from the enemy. But mostly for fun.
But we won't be by your side. We don't even know if the enemy is...
And then Meruem unleashes this aura around him because he's annoyed.
Answer carefully, Poof. Are you saying there is a chance one of those rogues could defeat me?
The aura was so totally oppressive that the guards fell silent. For the first time, they understood it was possible to win a battle with sheer quantity of aura.
No, that would be absurd. I never imagined. Sire, Lord Meruem, you are peerless, without a doubt.
And it shows Meruem's aura emanating from him, and it starts to encompass the entirety of the palace, and everyone feels it. This overwhelming aura filled those in hiding with despair. Melioron, Palm, Hidalgo, Knuckle.
This is beyond what any of us can deal with. I can't believe it. We're gonna need serious military power at the state level. Melioron, blend into the crowd and run back to paging. Are you kidding me? What about the others? They felt it too. This battle is over. They'll have no choice but to run. It's beyond anything we can do. But with our combo, sure, for the first shot, we can put APR on him. Then what? It only counts down while I'm within a 50-meter radius. Within 50 meters of that, until he goes bankrupt without us getting hit once. Unless you have the boss's lungs, it ain't happening. Besides, the situation's changed. They know about us now. They know our abilities. They'll be able to counter us. Ugh, I'm such an idiot. What should we be doing now? What we should be doing now is telling the association about the loss of the chairman so they can implement Plan B.
And Melioron is just like, this is bad.
Hurry!
Then, narration. Revenge versus duty. The difference in motive between Melioron and Knuckle made the difference in their steps and speed. Just then, And Meruem is just using his aura, and apparently the entirety of not only the palace, but the surrounding area, literally miles upon miles, gets enveloped in light. Just then, Meruem's N lit up the palace at the speed of a flash of light. And while Knuckle is running, Meruem is immediately next to him. Just immediately next to him. Mind you, Meruem was nowhere near Knuckle. And in the fraction of a second, he is next to him. That's scary speed. And Knuckle locks eyes with Meruem, and Meruem just merely puts his hand out and touches Knuckle, and Knuckle collapses. He sensed the two of them together, before they could even identify him. First, Knuckle, and Meliaron just watches it. Then, before he could even think about activating his ability, Meliaron went down. Just, Meruem is just touching them, they're being knocked out promptly.
The fat thing disappeared.
Where's the king?
And the fact that Meruem disappeared from both Yuppie and Poof, and they didn't notice until after the fact, and he shows up carrying both Meliaron and Knuckle in his hands.
We will question them later. After that, do as you wish.
And both Poof and Yuppie are speechless.
I sensed two more who had a strong aura reaction to my N.
And those people are Palm with Komugi and Ikalgo. Some terrifying speed, yeah.
One of those two must be carrying Komugi. What should I do?
And that's the end of chapter 308. Onwards to chapter 309. Boy, I can't wait to get a better PC so that way I don't have to worry about images stuttering whenever I'm flip-flopping between things. Chapter 309, Game.
Sire!
I have to stop the king.
And Meruem looks at Poof.
If this is for fun, we ought to enjoy ourselves a little more.
You seem to have an idea.
Yes. Shall we play a game?
A game?
And then trigger words are happening because he's thinking,
Again. A game.
Yuppie and I will look for Pitou. You look for the other two Nen users.
A game. And see who finishes first?
Yes,
Weren't you going to disperse your scales?
that's right. That's why I asked you to wait here until I hypnotized the rest of the humans.
and mind you, the inner thoughts of Meruem are still pulsing.
It's obvious the king is worlds apart in power. It'll take him just a few seconds to find the rogues. Where's the fun in that? Whereas we have to find Pitou. With his ability, he could be anywhere. We don't even know his current location.
To make up for this,
We need time and one more handicap.
one more. What do you suggest?
You can use N just once more. What do you think?
And everyone's silent, and then Meruem smiles.
I accept.
Thank you. Yes, I'll use this time to kill the girl once and for all.
Might as well. I have an idea too. If you win, I will grant each of you one wish. Yes, sir!
Much obliged.
Then, what if Lord Meruem wins? If I win, you will tell me everything you are hiding from me.
Oh, that's a bad stipulation right there. That's a bad bet. That's a bad bet. Because both Yuppie and Poof are hiding the fact that they know of Komugi. That's the big thing that they're hiding. The fact that Komugi exists.
Sire!
Silence! I told you we share mind and body. Did you think I would not notice your feelings of guilt? But At the same time, I feel your devotion is even stronger. Were it not for that, I would have beheaded you long ago.
And then both Yuppie and Poof are beside themselves.
You have your reasons. I will not ask. That's if I lose.
And then the king just stares at him with like beady eyes, like his he's serious.
You get whatever you wish, and you get to keep your secret. How fortunate for you. But only if you can beat me.
And then Poof decides to constitute himself back into, large Poof.
Lord Meruem,
I swear on my life that I won't stall for time. I'll disperse my scales as quickly as possible, and if we lose, we'll tell you everything. It seems this is more than a game to you, Poof. I will begin once Poof returns here. Is that acceptable?
Yes, sir.
The one who first returns to this room with his target wins. Should Pitou return on his own, I will explain the game.
Oh, wait. The one who first returns to this room with his target wins. Still Poof.
Should Pitou return on his own, I will explain the game and order him to hide from you. As you wish. I will tell you in advance. The two I sensed with my end were an octopus and a human carrying something.
I must win. No, I will win. The problem is dealing with Pitou and the girl. Begin.
And then both Poof and Yuppie take off.
Where do you think Pitou went?
It's all right. He'll be right back. You turn around and wait for him by the West Tower. Don't let him get close to the king.
Sit around? Then what's the point of the handicap?
Trust me. Do as I say.
And Poof, Yuppie, Pitou, Poof, Yuppie, Pitou dead. Poof flies off. And then we cut to Palm, who's taking care of Komugi.
How can this be? What a ferocious aura. Those two are dead. No, I have to believe they're alive. They must be out cold. And Gon? Killua's carrying him. Long hair. Is that someone else? No, the crystal only shows the two of them. That must be Gon. What happened while I wasn't watching? Where's Pitou? Don't come back, Gon. Stay away, please. Poof's sprinkling something. Poison? I wish he'd stayed by the king's side. Now he's way off in the opposite direction. I have to get as far as I can. I activated Wink Blue right after that N. The king was by Poof's side. And then suddenly he was carrying Knuckle and Meliaron. Ikalgo or I will be next. He could show up behind me at any moment. I have to get away before he uses N again. My only chance. I could never get away from that N on an open field. It might not reach me underground, but I'd be trapped. Should I run out of the palace, hoping the king will stay put? I have no idea. What should I do?
And then she spins around to see Ikalgo pop up out of the ground.
Whoa!
Ikalgo!
I figured you'd be here. Get inside! Hurry!
Huh? But...
Now! Isn't that why you're here? If he turns that Anak on again, we're done for!
And then the garage opens.
Where's Killua?
He's with Gon right now. I don't know what happened to Pitou.
And then we get a truck. We just see a truck. Not a truck. They're in the truck, driving.
So Knuckle and Meliaron were caught. It was beyond anything we anticipated. Why do you think they left them alive?
Huh? Well, I'm just hoping they're alive.
They're alive. Probably to trade with us.
I see. They'll want to trade hostages, like Killua said.
I'll set a trap. I won't let this end here. First, we hide the girl in Bizev's room.
And then we cut to a different part. We cut to a different part of the warehouse, and it's in the buildings that Bizev had for all his female secretaries that he liked to use. And they lay her down in one of the beds in these very well and comfortable furnished homes.
Palm, bring the 4 women.
They didn't run away?
No. No.
Oh, wait.
No, better tie them up and blindfold them. I don't want to have to explain me. That's true.
Oh, wait. No.
Palm, bring the 4 women. They didn't run away?
No, better tie them up and blindfold them.
I don't want to have to explain me.
That's true. All right. But why'd you bring them here?
And inside the truck is both Bluster and Welfin.
You want me to be a messenger?
Tell either the king or the royal guards that the girl is deep in the warehouses. Tell them we want to negotiate. Then you're free.
It's a trap, right? I'll tell them so. Otherwise, they'll get suspicious of me.
I know.
Being the enemy's gopher might piss off the king all by itself. I ain't going along with this. Fine, I'll do it.
Mind you, internally he's saying he's not going to do it, but he's apparently lying to Icalgo right now.
Fine, I'll do it.
Can you drive?
Better than you.
It's crucial that he does this job.
Oh, wait.
It's crucial that he does his job. Maybe I should lose Poof and follow him.
No, it's crucial that he does his job. Maybe I should lose Poof and follow him.
Palm! It's fine.
And then Welfin is preparing to drive.
Welfin, you're free to go after this. Go find Giro.
Don't press your luck. I'll kill you. You got that?
And Icalgo, unmoved by this, just stares at him. I gave myself hiccups.
What do you know, huh? Just who do you think you are?
I know Zycahol.
Now, mind you, I'm probably butchering this name. It's Zaiqahal. And I just want to say Zycahol.
I know Zycahol.
What the? How do you know my old... I never told anyone.
I don't think I can remember my old name, but we were friends when we were human. The ants were our enemies, weren't they? Enemies of NGL. Am I right?
And then Welfin is sweating. And then we just cut to him peeling out in the truck going,
Done it! Done it all! Done it all!
Then it cuts back to the king while he's just thinking of
A game.
And that's the end of chapter 309. Onwards to the last chapter of this volume, and then we only have 10 more sessions of Hunter x Hunter, and then I catch up to the entire series. But yep, that's 309. Onwards to 310. Well, 310. Chapter 310, action. And we cut to the crowd that's making its way towards everyone that is, mesmerized and lined up outside the palace.
The line's not moving. What are they doing?
Shh, no talking. Give me a break. The soldiers stopped way behind us. The senior officers all collapsed, like broken puppets, they said.
They haven't cared when we go to the bathroom without permission.
Loud noises are coming from the palace. Something's wrong.
Could it be a coup?
And then a haze starts to form over the crowd. And everyone starts to get enraptured, apparently getting enraptured by the scales of Poof.
I've already given 6/7 of my... I've already given 6 out of 7 of my body to the king.
I don't know how to properly say that without it sounding like a meme that I definitely want to die.
I've already given 6 out of 7 of my body to the king. I can't disperse my scales as well as I used to. I've grown weaker. And Pitou's puppets are gone. He's in a battle where he can't even spare the aura to maintain the maintain the puppets. I can't split into segments while I disperse my scales, but I have to go kill Komugi as soon as possible. This is it. The last chance I'll get.
And then we have Yuppie, who's remaining in the tower that Poof told him to stay in.
Are you sure about this, Poof? It's been 10 minutes and no sign of Pitou.
Then it cuts to wheels screeching, and it's Welfin.
Get out. Untie yourselves and escape in the trucks. Once you're outside, you'll see what happened.
And while he's speaking to the ladies who are, bound up and blindfolded, he sees an open door in the back of the truck, and it's Blaster, who's still unconscious.
Blaster's forgotten about our old life together.
Oh wait, Blaster's forgotten about our old life together. He was one of us. Take him with you.
And then Welfin gets inside of the truck and drives off. And then this is a flashback to before Welfin took off.
How do you know? You told me to go see Giro. How do you even know he's alive?
I don't.
You're right.
You're right. I don't really know. But I can't imagine anything else. Even we're still alive, more or less. He wasn't the type to just let himself get digested.
I hate it, but he's right. Giro wouldn't die for nothing. Fine, the ants are our enemy. To thank you for opening my eyes, I'll be your messenger.
And then the garage opens up, and Poof and Yuppie notices, and he flies down to it.
Sir Yuppie, there's something I must tell the king. In the warehouse? Yes. So they want to trade the girl for their friends.
I keep forgetting that he's a small size, so I can't have a deep voice for him because he's not full size anymore.
So they want to trade the girl for their friends. Yes. Please tell the king at once. Leave it to me. Since it's a game, I don't have to tell the king. This is a great idea, Poof. You can go now. I'd better tell Poof. What's Pitou doing anyway? The ants are our enemy. Giro's enemy. Sir Yuppie, I have a question. What? Do you have any memories of your previous life, before we became ants? Huh? No. I'm Yuppie, the Royal Guard. There's no before or after. Don't ask stupid questions. Sir Yuppie. Hey, enough is enough! If you attack me, I'll fight back.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
If you attack me, I'll fight back.
Oh, and he already has his, missiles on his back preparing to attack Yuppie.
I have some questions for you. Answer me in 5 seconds.
And just the mere notion that someone would command Yuppie not only fills him with rage, but he starts bleeding from his eyes, his mouth, and his nose.
Don't press your luck, you punk!
Chapter 309 was a lot more dramatic than you was expecting, with the thick tension boiling between Meruem and his guards, the curiosity about Pitou and his relationship with Komugi. I know, it was such a good chapter. But now, we cut to the room where Meruem is with the unconscious Meliaron and Knuckle. And he's looking around.
Something is missing.
And he's looking around everywhere using his tail to pick up pieces of rubble. And he sees something. And it's a Gungi piece.
Poof wasn't thorough.
It's a Gungi piece. I don't know exactly what this piece is called in Gungi, but he sees it.
Yes. I was playing with someone. Furthermore, I haven't won even once. I haven't been able to beat that person.
And the thoughts keep pulsing in his head to the point where he's starting to remember, but he's bleeding from the nose because the memories are trying to force their way through. And then it cuts to Poof, who's flying over the masses, including the ones where he's basically hypnotized them all again, and they're all in a line.
It took longer than I thought. Pitou should be back by now. I hope the king hasn't grown impatient.
And as he's flying, he looks down and he sees this small little form. This form that is Youpi, not moving at all. But his body is charred.
Youpi?
And it shows that Youpi's dead. Youpi's dead. Youpi's dead.
No. No. Sire! Lord Meadowham! Youpi's been killed! The enemy is more skilled than we thought! Where is Pitou? Huh? I haven't found him yet. I see. That means I can finally take action. No, sir! Things have changed! It's dangerous here! We have to end the game?
And Youpi, Poof gets quiet.
Then I win. You will tell me everything.
And then Poof's heart almost stops because Meadowham creates a Gungi board in the ground.
Is that what you want?
And Poof is getting mad nervous because since the king won, now he's gonna get questions.
Oh, then I win. You will tell me everything. Is that what you want?
So he's basically saying, if you want to end the game now, then I win, and you tell me everything. And mind you, he sees that Meadowham has created a Gungi board in the ground, as if he's playing Gungi with Komugi again. Mind you, he still doesn't remember Komugi, but he sees that.
Is that what you want?
And his heart starts beating as as Meadowham starts making his way outside of the palace again, with Poof getting frantic.
Pitou, where the heck are you?
And then it cuts to Palm speaking to Ikalgo going,
It's
all right now?
no, wait, this is Ikalgo speaking to Palm. I'm sorry.
It's all right now? What do you mean? Tell me, Palm!
And that is the end of chapter 310 and the end of volume 29, Memory. Volume 29, Memory End. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment I was hoping to see, which was basically Gon fighting Pitou, just as visceral as I remember. The king is back, but, slowly getting his memories back. Poof trying to make it so that he can't remember Komugi so he can remain the king of ants and not the king of ants with human emotions and ideals. And now we have the king who's slowly getting his memories back, and Poof is running out of ways to keep the secret away from Meadowham. And now Youpi's dead. A member of the Royal Guards is dead. Mind you, we've lost Pitou and Youpi in this one volume, so there's only one Royal Guard left, and that one Royal Guard wants to keep the secret from the king, which is proving to be very difficult. But with that, we are done with volume 29 of the series. When we meet again next Thursday, we will be starting the final 10 readings of Hunter x Hunter up until the point where it stopped back in 2024, back in December of 2024. So I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for enjoying all of these sessions thus far. We only got 10 more to go, and then I am done with Hunter x Hunter on Thursdays. It's been a long endeavor, but the end sight is in sight. So to Blue Blur, Finding, who else was here? Glory and Aryan, every single person that showed up here today, thank you, especially if you made it to the end. All I can say to you is it's an honor and a privilege to read Hunter x Hunter, and I have to say I've been enjoying reading this immensely with all of you. But I'm done for today. A little bit later, we'll catch up with some more Code Vein, so I hope to see you guys again there. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even check out the Patreon because there's loads of free stuff for you over there. Because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples!